What is going on, YouTube? So I am out here in Cushing, Oklahoma. A lot of people don't know, but for about the last month I've been living out here with my fiance and her kids. Don't mind the cars in the background. I'm going for a nighttime walk. And to anybody who's going to be leaving in the comments section saying, Kev, you need to wear light clothes. So I'm literally wearing black sweats and a red t-shirt. Yes, I admit I gotta wear lighter clothes, but I'm not leaned out enough to wear said lighter clothes yet and look good. But I wanted to hop on here, YouTube, as I'm doing this so lovely cardio session that I've come to love as a 28, almost 29-year-old bodybuilder. Yeah. And pretty much I know I said and I know that before I may have said that I was retiring from bodybuilding and everything else, but truth be told, no, I'm not retiring from bodybuilding. I'm literally, as you guys can see from the title of this video, as semis passed me apparently, I am literally training as we speak, doing nighttime cardio like this for 2026, because my plans in June 2026 will be to step on the bodybuilder stage. And a lot of people have told me all I got to do is lean out, because I got the mass naturally after years of bulk diets and training, and ow, these damn rocks hurt, and everything else. And so by no means am I retiring from bodybuilding, for one. For two, like I said, June 2026, that's a long time off, and people are probably going to go in the comment section and say, Kev, it's November 2025 and you're planning for June 2026 already? The thing is, I'm wanting to lean out so much, but I want to do it in a healthy manner. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to start now. Actually, this is day number 2 that I've leaned out. I did not post that's one weed somewhere. I did not make a video last night. Or yesterday, I should say, because I went down to Stillwater and trained at Planet Fitness. Unfortunately, they don't allow filming, unfortunately. But it's all right. No big deal. On days like that, where I do train at Planet Fitness, I will definitely make a video afterward or before explaining what the workout's going to be. Now, I'm not going to be one of these guys that is going to talk about how much weight I'm going to be lifting or anything like that, because, truth be told, I've never really kept track of the weight. I want to go strong, but I also want to go for reps too. So, like last night, I literally was doing lat pulls with 100 pounds, because honestly, for being the weight that I'm at right now, at around 270 pounds, even though I've lost 36 pounds since the summertime when I started getting ready for the show, my back is, honest to God, still weak as hell. And that's just me telling you, this ain't some critic saying, oh, Kevin PM's freaking back is too weak and blah, blah, blah. No, this is legitimately me telling you my back is, honest to God, weak for being 270 pounds. Well, over 270 pounds. Granted, when I was 310 pounds earlier this year, granted, I was stronger, but I even had people that told me straight up, 310, 300, 305, 310, it was not a good weight. I literally looked way too damn flabby and bloated. So, needless to say, I took their advice. Granted, as active as a lifestyle as I have now, cutting the weight is easy. Because, got 2 kids that I take care of on a semi-regular basis, essentially every week. Plus, I've got I got a very active lifestyle from a family point of view. Now, another question that I have been asked, not obviously on YouTube, but in real life, was, Kev, when do you plan on leaving bodybuilding, sports, athletics, blah, 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 and settling down? Truth be told, I don't know the answer to that. Like, my fiance, she literally knew she was ready to settle down and whatnot at 18 years old. Me at 28 and a half, going on 29, not quite ready to settle down yet. But I've been toying with the idea of retirement, I guess you could call it, for a while. And, honest to God, I'm 95% certain that, because I don't want to, say, oh, by the time I hit this age, I'm going to retire. Because honestly, I'm not going to be one of these guys that, because I got into sport when I was 15 years old, and I know I'm rambling over here on the video, so I apologize, you guys. But, I admit, I'm not going to be one of these athletes that says, oh, when I'm 35 or when I'm 40, I'm going to retire and this show will be my last show. No. I'm 28 years old. I'll be 29 on St. Patrick's Day. I'm not really looking to... Sorry about the zoom in my head. I'm using my iPhone to record this video. So, bear with me if I'm scratching my head and you get a zoomed in shot of my shaved head. I will address that later. But when I will retire from bodybuilding, part of me wants to say I'll retire from the sport, obviously, before I get too bad with my health. My fiance, literally, she has medical experience. She's a CNA. So she does help me take care of myself. Blood pressure, diet, sugar intake, blah, blah, blah. She does take care of that. And honestly, without her, I would not be as healthy as I am. Because she was the one who literally looked at me and said, babe, being 310 pounds is not healthy, especially since you're about a year or or so away from being 30 years old. So that's another reason why I'm not 310 pounds anymore, or close to it. But honestly, when it comes to retirement from bodybuilding and everything else, I don't want to set a specific date or a specific year or a specific, I don't want to set a specific date, time, or year, or, age to retire. But at the same time, being a bodybuilder is a lot less healthy than people think it is, even if you don't take anabolic steroids. Now, granted, I am on testosterone for about a month. That is the only anabolic that I'm taking as of right now. And that's just to keep my testosterone levels up as I'm training for this event. But as you can see, I'm not a normal bodybuilder either. Freaking most guys, they're drinking water out of a big old bottle. I'm over here drinking an Arnold Palmer at 9:30 at night, walking around Cushing, Oklahoma. Why not? But if you ask me in about 5 years, okay, I know I said I won't set a specific year or anything like that, but truth be told, I would say I'll probably be calling it a retirement in about 5 years. Maybe 3, maybe 7, but no more than about 5 to 7 years. So, by the time I'm roughly 35 is when I'll be calling it essentially a career, leaving the bodybuilding sport. And that's when I'll change, because once I retire from actively competing, so I run across the street real quick. But anyway, back to my cardio venting session, whatever you want to call it here. When I retire from being an active bodybuilder in 5 years or so, I'm still going to participate in the sport mainly because of the fact that, you don't leave a business or a trade or profession without pretty much, okay, nice. Yeah, some guy just honked at me and his old lady waved at me as they were driving by, so that's nice. But anyway, when I first got in the business, I was mentored by a bodybuilder named Rich Piana, 45 years old. He had already closed the book on his training years and was opening it on his next stage, which was mentoring the next generation of bodybuilders, aka yours truly, and wanting to essentially go from and wanting to help my generation of bodybuilders that are now 25, 30 years old to be the best bodybuilders, to be the best athletes, to be the best at whatever, whether we want to run a business like he did, be a bodybuilder full time, it didn't matter. Rich was always the type of guy, the more you put in, the more you're going to receive. My work ethic has always been 100%. I don't half-ass stuff, and sorry, Should have probably put at the beginning of this video some adult language. I try to keep it minor, but it happens. I won't drop too many F-bombs, I promise. But anyway, so anywho, I keep losing my damn trail of thought here. Damn it. But, you know, I've always been the type, like, I always tell people about the holiday season of 2019. That holiday season, I was pulling doubles every weekend. Especially Sunday. Actually, it was only Sunday. Saturday, I opened, did 4 in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But then Sundays, especially the closer to Christmas it got, I literally I'd get up at about 2 o'clock in the morning, shower, shave, have breakfast, leave the door to my apartment about 3:10, 3:15 in the morning, drive, go get myself a couple of energy drinks, and then I would, I'm sorry about the lighting, as you guys can see, I'm kind of going through a darker area, so please bear with me, you guys. I do apologize, and so please don't put in the comments, like, we can't see your face. At about 16 minutes into the video, I know, lighting out here. Thought that was that truck. It was actually that guy's brakes. But lighting out here kind of sucks, as you guys can see. Out here, not trying to get anybody's license plates or nothing, but as you can see, lighting sucks around here. But so anyway, back to story time. Sunday, you know, get to work about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd work till about 3 in the afternoon. At the time, I was living with my girlfriend, and we lived about 15 minutes from my job. Yeah, maybe 20, depending on traffic, obviously. But, so, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd get off work, I'd clock out, head home, spend some time with my girl. You know, normally she'd make me dinner, and we'd cuddle, watch a movie. 6 o'clock, I was literally clocking, going back to work, another 2 energy drinks. And by the way, yes, in 2019, when I was 22 years old, I had a serious caffeine addiction. Truth be told, around the same time, I was up to 6 energy drinks a day. I don't need a doctor telling me that was bad. I know it was. I've cut way down to 1 here, 1 there, instead of 2 to 6 every day. I digress. But anywho, so anyway, but I literally, first weekend I did it, I show up at, and mind you, it was like 5:30. My supervisor says, hey, can you go help him out on this flight? Because I was a wheelchair assistant, so I would help the passengers coming off the flight with wheelchairs and everything else. I'm like, sure, no problem. Get out there, help him out. My dad, who knew that I had just worked that morning, he sees me and he goes, what the hell are you doing here? He goes, you opened this morning. My supervisor failed to realize when he asked me if I would close that I did 4 a.m. to 3 p.m. The next day, I walk in Monday morning. I walk in and my boss looks like she's ready to fire me. She goes, why the hell did you come back at 6 o'clock and do 6 to midnight? She goes, do you realize how fatigued you probably were? Because I literally did 4 in the morning, I clock in 4 in the morning, clock out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then turn around and I clock in at 5:30 in the afternoon, don't clock out till midnight. So 6.5 hours plus 11 hours. I was pulling 17 hours every Sunday. Like, legitimately, Sunday, I literally worked almost all day, except for the first 4 hours of the day, and about 3 hours in the middle of the day. But other than that, I was working all day and all night. After about a month, when January came around, my boss literally told me, she goes, I'm giving you an extra couple days off. She goes, use it, rest up. She goes, we appreciate you helping so much the holidays and everything else. She goes, go rest up. She goes, we don't need you sick, passing out on us. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So, the reason I'm telling you guys the story is not to bore you. It is simply to tell you, hey, that's how my work ethic has been, even as a 20-year-old. But, like I said, the plan right now in this thing, I'm going to be filming these videos on a semi-regular basis. I don't know if I'll do it every day, every other day, every couple days. I don't know. But I would like to film at least every other day. And keep you guys updated on where my progress is and stuff like that. In March, I'll be going down to Missouri with a couple friends of mine to train and film with them. And like I said, June, I'll be doing the show. I will try to tape the day before, aka the last minute prep of tanning, shaving, all that good stuff. And then the day of the show, I'll try to film something that day, film the show itself. But like I keep saying, I'm not 100% sure on what I'm not going down there. Yeah, guys, freaking, it's bad when there's absolutely no street lights except for the car lights that are passing you. I think that's a sign that you need to turn around. Yeah, no. I'm going up to this street light pole, and then I'm going to circle back and head back to the house. Because, I'm trying to do about an hour or so cardio a day, but I don't need to be, when it's pitch black outside, be walking in this dark of weather. So, anyway. Going up to my stop, you guys. I know you can't see me again, and I apologize. But tomorrow I will try to film earlier in the day. Friday, I'll almost definitely be able to, film in the middle of the day. Saturday, I can probably film any time of day. But, but like I said, I'm going to try to keep you guys along for the ride, let you guys know what's going on. But stay with me, you guys. It's only day 2. Yesterday, first day, I trained back. Like I said, trained on the heavier side. But I was 273 pounds yesterday. Today, as you can tell from the title, because I'll keep my weight in the title for you guys, I'm 272. So I'm down a pound already in one day. I've been dropping. Once I got down to about 275, I've been plateaued and just bouncing between right around 273 and 276. And I'm turning back around. Hello, how you doing? Woo! That's breezy. I guess I'm going to have the breeze going against me this time. But, like I said, I've been plateaued about 276. I'm going to try to break that plateau. Obviously at 272, I've already broken that plateau, so I'd like to keep it going down. But at the same time, I also do need to increase my caloric intake a little bit, since I am now training and not just doing cardio and stuff like that. I do need to up my calories a little bit, especially to fuel the muscles after the workouts. So, You guys stay safe. I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. Another fun video. You guys have a great night.